Welcome back to the channel, all 39 of you. This is a review of the movie The Abyss by James Cameron. I recently bought this on 4K. The 4K transfer is honestly amazing. It's just as good as True Lies, if not even better. I didn't know anything about this before I watched it. I've never seen it. I didn't even know what year it was made. Honestly, I thought it was made in the late 90s or early 2000s just based on the action, but it's actually made in 1989, and that's to the testament of James Cameron's filmmaking. Honestly, he's always like 10 years ahead of the time with his movies. Like, even the CGI, I don't know if they redid it for this release or not, or if it's been redone, but it honestly looked great. It had me not guessing it for a second. The movie's action packed. It's got classic, kind of 80s, 90s action in it. Ed Harris is the reason I thought this movie was actually made later, because the guys looked the exact same for 35, 40 years almost, which is actually quite funny. But I think I saw a video where Ed Harris said he hated filming this movie because everything was in a, water tank set or, wet and confined areas. I want to know, how terrible that actually was. I assume when you're filming 12 hours in water per day that it's really going to start to suck. And I want to know what James Cameron took away from filming this movie and all the water scenes there and took that over into Titanic, because there definitely would have been a lot of lessons learned. Even further down the line, 30 years later, filming Avatar: The Way of Water. But this movie had kind of like an Armageddon vibe at some point. I like that movie too, but it had like this. That's why I thought it was late 90s, because it kind of felt like Armageddon, like competing with it. But James Cameron doesn't need to compete with anybody, if we're all being honest. Definitely check this movie out if you haven't seen it. Honestly, it just 2.5 hours flew by because there's just action, go, 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 go. The 4K does come with 30 minutes of extended footage, making it 3 hours long. I only watched the theatrical version. One day I'll probably watch the extended version, but I'd like to see how other people saw it at first, and then, if I like the movie, I'll rewatch the extended features to see if, they're worth adding in, or if they're not. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're worth, like with Lord of the Rings here. An hour of extended features is necessary. In fact, we want more than that, Peter Jackson. We want a 5-hour version. Just like the Goonies. I know the Goonies, the original cut of the Goonies was 5 hours and they edited it down. I want that version released immediately. But back to The Abyss. Honestly, great action movie. It's coming off, or I can't remember if this is, I think this is just before Terminator 2. I get the years mixed up anymore, quite honestly. But definitely check The Abyss out. I'm not quite sure what streaming service it's on, if it's on any at all. But if you're a 4K collector, definitely pick this one up. The transfer is amazing. This movie's amazing. And go check that out. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment. Peace. Always keep your movie rack nice and neat.